Hello and welcome to your April Pick a Card reading. My name is Susie. I'm a certified twin flame ascension coach and I'm looking forward to doing your reading today. So you have 3 cards to pick from. You can pick card 1 over here on the far left with the rose quartz on it. You can pick card 2 with the garnet in the middle, or card 3 over on the right side with the topaz quartz. So why don't you just take a minute and, pick whichever one is really calling your heart right now, and then we will begin. Perfect. So if you picked card 1, we are going to check that card out for you right now. Very good. Okay, so your card for this month is sacrifice. Okay, so this does not mean there's a big sacrifice coming your way. What this does mean, and what I pick up on for you, is that you are being called to let go of this mindset that you have to compromise in love. Okay. Remember, your twin flame journey isn't about settling, and it isn't about compromising parts of who you are in order to be loved. That's a very old mindset. That's a kind of a karmic soulmate mindset. We're in the twin flame mindset now, which means you can completely love and accept yourself as you are, and you don't have to compromise on your values and who you are in order to be loved. And I think for those of you who picked this card this month, you're going to get really clear that you don't actually want to compromise your values and your dreams and what you desire to have in your life anymore. You do want to have it all, and the price to have it all is to let go of, if you look, she's coming out of the kind of muddy waters, right? The price to have it all, if you will, is to let go of the idea that you can't, right? To let go of the kind of old ways, the painful ways, those patterns of people pleasing, sacrificing yourself, compromising on yourself, right? Not honoring yourself. You do have to let that go. That is the price to pay here. But it's a price that, hopefully, if you've gotten this far in listening, is very well worth it, because you don't actually want to give up pieces of who you are and what you truly desire anymore in order to be loved. And if you feel like your twin flame is asking you to do that, then that's something I recommend you apply the mirror exercise to, and work with your twin flame ascension coach on, if you are working with a coach, and really get to the root of what's going on there, right? Because you shouldn't have to do that in your twin flame dynamic. And if you feel like you are having to sacrifice your good, essentially, or compromise on who you are, then maybe what this is pointing to is there's a belief somewhere deep inside of you that that's what love means, right? But that's not what love means. Okay. The only thing you have to, quote, sacrifice or price you have to pay is the to heal where you're suffering, right? To let go of the pain of the old way, to let go of the illusions that love is painful, or that you have to give up parts of yourself in order to be loved. Okay, so that is for card 1. You are welcome to stick around for cards 2 and 3 if you feel called. Okay, so this is going to be our reading for card 2, the people who picked the garnet in the middle. So let's see what card is underneath here. Ooh, okay. So we have foundation and achievements here. So what I pick up from this, for twin flames who pick this card, is you are going to be focused on building your union through your life purpose this month, right? Your life purpose, right? Your journey of living your purpose in life, of extending love into the world, is one with your twin flame journey, right? Taking care of yourself, right? Making sure you have a strong foundation, as far as your well-being and your resources go, and your finances, like that is, one with your twin flame journey too, because that's loving you, right? And this twin flame journey is really teaching you how to love, and that begins with yourself, right? When you make improvements in loving yourself, your twin flame feels that they're more attracted to you. When you take steps into expressing yourself and extending love in the world, your twin flame feels that, right? And they want to be part of that too, right? But at the end of the day, you're doing this for you because it does feel good to you. And this is where you're actually, you might be really desiring romance with your twin flame, but building yourself up in this regard with your life purpose is actually going to get you the most juice, if you will, from your twin flame journey. And you're going to see some nice dividends, some payoffs from that later on. But this month, it's safe to just let it be focused on your foundation and extending your purpose into the world, right? So really embrace that without any expectations, and it's gonna be good, right? You're gonna feel good about yourself, and then that's going to pour over into your union in the months to come this year. Okay, so embrace that. Now we're gonna move to card 2. So card 2 is for my people who picked the Topaz Quartz, and we are going to reveal what that card is for us today. Ooh, okay, so it came upside down, but I'm going to turn it right side up. So we have truth here, and the fact that it came upside down is really interesting. I don't get a lot of cards that come upside down from this deck, and I think what it's pointing to here for you is I feel like there's deep inner work for you this month. And I know that doesn't sound glamorous, but that's frankly, what the twin flame ascension journey is, right? You do your inner work, you go deeper in love, you expand the peace in your life that pours over into your union with your twin flame. Okay. And it so happens for you that this month you are going to have like a hyper focus, if you will, on these illusions you've been holding on to falling away, right? And it might feel a little bit like your world is getting turned upside down in some ways, maybe with some relationships that you have, or even with your relationship with your twin flame. But the purpose of that is you finding the truth of yourself and the truth of your twin flame connection, right? It's not this upheaval that's going to last forever, but it is something you do need to be a little bit shaken up here in your belief system and your worldview in order to really be successful on your journey, right? We have to let go of the limiting beliefs, the lies, the attachments, in order to find the truth of love at the center of it all. Okay, and that's what is at the center of it all is love, and it's going to come from within and from really looking at yourself and taking a good, honest, hard look at yourself here, so you can move forward, right? So you're gonna have kind of an inner journey this month, and it might be kind of sparked by some external circumstances, maybe even with your twin flame, and that's okay. Don't get caught up in the drama of it and in the story of it. Really stay centered this month and reflect on what these situations are showing you, and what emotions they're bringing up in you, and that is your signal of the places to heal, right? And so you're going to want to really rely here on using the mirror exercise to heal, and using the teachings of union to support you in uncovering what the truth of you and this person is, and what the truth of you are too, right? The truth of yourself, that you just are love. Yes, that feels complete for you. And yeah, this month is going to be important to everyone. I know, from an astrological perspective, there's a lot going on. There was a lot going on in March, but it's wrapping up in April, right? So it's important that everyone just stays locked in on doing what they are being guided to do, right? Guided in their heart, not anything from like fear or anger, resentment, but just, from what clearly is the inner work laid out before me, right? What do I need to do next? And embracing that. And that will take you to the next level. So I wish you the best, April. And if you, want a deeper reading for you, you can check out below how to get that. We can also talk about your particular twin flame journey, if you're worried about it, and move you in that direction of success and peace and love on your journey, okay? So be sure to like this reading if you picked a card today and listened in. I'll see you next time.